Hi there, this is Shravan Mukka, a business transformation consultant by profession and an entrepreneur from heart. In my previous video of more about business transformation, I hope you got a basic understanding of what I'm trying to convey through my business transformation and how it could help address the major challenges prevailing in the startup and business world. As you know, my business transformation comprises of 12 steps, which covers end-to-end business journey. And as promised, I will be sharing my 12 short videos on each of those 12 core areas individually. But before that, in this short video, I'm going to throw some more light on those 12 areas or steps with a simple analysis. This will prepare you for going through my next set of 12 videos very comfortably. Let's take an example of a startup. Assume someone wanted to launch their startup. They have the idea and they need to take it forward. Now, the typical questions would be where they should start, what they need to analyze, how to plan for a successful business, what are the steps in successfully launching and generating the sales for the startup? And the questions continue. So, this is what I'm going to cover in my business transformation 12 steps. My 12 steps gives right direction and support at every phase of the business or startup, acting as a GPS for the entire journey. As you can see on the screen, there are 12 steps, and the first step I cover is setting the base right. This step addresses how exactly the direction of the startup has to be set. This will take care of end-to-end social profile setup, covering the value of target group or target audience, along with the importance of content and highlighting the social profile. Once the social profile is properly set up, the next step as per my business transformation process is as is and to be analysis. Please understand that social profile management is a continuous task, and my first step gives clarity on initial steps, and those points have to be continuously fine-tuned. So my second step or area gives clarity on what is the current stage of the business or startup and where the startup wants to go. This is a pure analysis which needs a lot of inputs from various angles. Once the startup is clear with their current status and where they want to reach in their business, the next startup is product or service analysis. Being an entrepreneur or business owner, we might like our product or service, but it has to be properly analyzed in multiple angles before actually launching into the market. So, this third step takes care of those activities and gives crystal clear clarity on the product or service to be launched. Once we have full confidence on the startup product or service, it's time to work on the mission, vision, and purpose. I will cover these aspects in my fourth step, which I call it as company analysis. Once the startup is clear with its mission and vision, it's time to work on stakeholders involved in the end-to-end cycle. Stakeholders are the teams or people who will be part of the full business cycle. I will cover about the stakeholder analysis and how they are interlinked in my org structure analysis, which is the fifth step. This forms the basic framework for the business journey. Once the startup is clear with the perfect org structure, then my sixth step covers the end-to-end aspects which help in finalizing the pricing for the product or service of the startup. This is one of the crucial steps. Now, no matter how confident we are on our startup, we need to test that in one small geographical area. This planning, I call it as unit level analysis. So in my 7th step, I will explain all the processes which will take care of total unit level analysis planning. Once we are ready with appropriate planning on paper, it's time to test the startup in the actual market. We have to understand that there might be differences between planning and execution. These gaps will be analyzed with specific metrics in my 8th step, which I call as pilot launch. Once we get clear inputs for the startup product or service from the market with pilot launch, it's time to work on sales strategy. All the inputs related to sales strategy will be covered in my 9th step, which I call as sales strategy. The next step for generating sales for the startup is to work on exact sales cycle, which I will be covering in my 10th step, and I call it as sales cycle. Okay, if you observe, we started from initial step such as our startup product or service basic analysis till a proper sales strategy and end-to-end sales cycle till 10th step. Now it's time to work on the teams which support sales. They are non-sales team, but they will support the sales. I covered each and every aspect handling this in my 11th step, which I call as team management. All the teams such as accounts, operations, marketing, branding, whatever you name, all those teams and activities and the requirement analysis will be covered in the 11th step of team management. Finally, I cover all the aspects related to the startup product or service launch in multiple areas in my 12th step, and this I call as expansion strategy. So we covered the end-to-end aspect from step 1 till growth and expansion in multiple areas. This is what my business transformation covers. These 12 areas, if handled properly, 90% of the challenges for any business or a startup could be overcome, as they act as a GPS for the entire journey, thereby increasing the possibility of success rate drastically. Exposure to the business transformation enables to identify the exact pain points which are possibly the roadblocks for the product or operations or marketing or sales or expansion or whatever it might be, providing a root cause analysis along with specific metrics and action plan for the business or startup success. So I will be giving a high-level overview on each of my 12 business transformation areas in 12 individual videos. You will certainly get a basic idea on all the 12 core areas I'm talking about once you go through those short videos. Irrespective of your current background, I have something valuable to share through my 12 short videos on my business transformation core areas. Millions of startups and businesses are struggling with multiple challenges, and I try to cover almost 90% of those challenges with my step-by-step process and metrics in my business transformation. So, to conclude, thanks for your time, and I see you in my next videos. Wish you all the best and have a successful and happy career and business progression. Bye for now.